Hello and welcome to Breaking Bitcoin. It's come on in a week. Dang, the week. MATIC would take us off.
I even put on a Bitcoin long over the weekend.
With us,
Just me, y'all.
Jason.
Logistic.
Him, dude. Yeah, submit price at parallel FUD. Yeah, I think we're 200-day EM. Come to see. Hey, we've been here. This that pulled back right around from pace, you know, pace for that back correct.
Yep.
Possibly new highs in
Well, I mean,
pace too. Yeah, like this.
my current thesis has been, and I mean, anyone who's been tuning into the show knows that I thought that we'd have a large reaction off the bottom. I was thinking Jericho, but like again, we'll get into this a little bit later. But looking at like the Ethereum chart, I really don't think that it's invalidated in the sense of it just has gone straight up with no retracements, not giving anyone any breathing room if they decided to short at any time. So, I mean, it's just taken a little bit longer than the expected Jericho, right? So it's still like the same idea, but it's just taking a lot longer. I still think that we come up to that 48 to 53 range, top out, and then go hit new lows in the 20s. But like, I just take it day to day, but breaking through the 60s would be a very crazy development to me.
It would. I still feel like tackle.
Yeah, I really do think a crack into the 50s, lower 50s is what's going to happen. But
Yeah, since we're just bullshit speculating here, I wouldn't put it past another right up to say 54.
well,
Out of
this
it.
is the same case that I've been talking about in the looking back at the what I would consider a fractal of this in 2019 of October is we corrected from 7 all the way up to I believe like 11, which is around like a 38% correction. Everyone got all excited, and then we went hit new lows, and then we swung back up, and then the March meltdown. So if we're gonna look at this in a fractal, then if it played out that way, we'd have lower lows, probably fill that gap at 25, come back up to maybe like 38, and then we get that dip into the teens.
Epic. I mean, you had the
I'm just going to let the charts guide me there, of course. Like this, the same thing what I've been doing with this whole position I have open from 30,000. Like it's based off of this fractal idea. And once we do get into those levels of where I'm like, okay, this could be the top, I'm going to just be patient with it because it will have time up in its spot where you start to see lower lows, and then all of a sudden I'll probably open a position from there and then just see how well that thesis plays out. But I'm going to let the charts tell me first, because if we get a break above 60, then a lot of this is going to have to be rethought, right? And I'll be glad to eat crow on that, because let's go to 100,000, man.
Yep, totally. As bullish and excited as I am, guys, I do have to warn you guys. There's don't FOMO. You know, if your FOMO juices turn the flow after this weekend and our banter here, I do recommend nobody doing crash. I still have some cash on the side. I was planning to buy in somewhere around here a little more. I haven't yet. Price has gone away from me a little bit. I want to think that amidst all of this FUD, we might still, nothing goes straight up. We might very well get another serious correction, and might be able to get back on board given that. So if anybody, basically, I guess what I'm counseling for is don't FOMO. Never FOMO. I haven't resisted the urge to FOMO.
Have a plan.
But speaking of FOMO, Jason, I know on Friday we logged off, and I promised I'd probably go off and buy Doge, or not Doge, SHIB for us.
No, I told you the day it bottomed.
I know you did tell me the way it bottomed, and I don't know. I just I got lazy. I got scared. I didn't want to pull the trigger. And so let's take a look at Doge here real quick. I'm gonna put the Doge chart up. This is what we missed out on. Look at this gnarly wick on Sunday or Saturday. Here's crazy pump off the bottom. Told me to buy here, and it went up. Go to the top of the wick. That was a 40% move to the top of the wick on SHIB. Currently up 20% from the bottoms.
Told you, man.
Let's just see where it is from the highs. Measure stay somewhere. Even let's be gracious here. It's still down 70% from relative highs.
I remember the price. If I can look at the chart. Let me look at the SHIB chart.
Yeah, go give SHIB a look. Like I said, maybe we should have FOMO'd in on that SHIB.
That 620 was where I told you to buy.
We were joking around for a while, and indeed got a bot there and then. But beyond that, everything's looking all right. Let's go ahead and get into it, guys. Yes, no Alex is here today, so we are gonna keep it a little casual, and we're gonna kick it.
Boy.
Yeah, gonna go only an hour and a half. So for today's stream, get your requests and all that stuff. We will be looking at those in a little while. In the meantime, yeah, I'm gonna head into the news, I suppose. Unless there's something else Jason wants to mention, we're gonna get right into it. Anything else on your mind, Jason?
No, I mean, a little bit later I'll get into the open trades. I mean, we had a good week. We've had a good week. I know Alex has got some great positions as well. For me, over the weekend, we've had 8 positions opened, and all 8 are in no loss situations. So we can go over that a little bit later, but we'll have to switch screens for that. So you can get into the news and stuff. And
yep, we'll do it that way for sure. All right, let me queue up a couple more items here. I'm running a little behind this afternoon, but let's go ahead and get it. All right, of course, the big news of the weekend, of course, we've been following this since last week, and it has to do with this big infrastructure bill that includes that new provision that kind of updates the term broker, I guess. So it's not really foisting a new tax on the space. It's kind of updating the existing, I guess, financial legal term of broker. Apparently, you could apply the term broker and all the necessary reporting rules that it brings with it to crypto a lot more extensively. For instance, you know, technically a miner doing proof of work mining, yes, they just collect your transactions, they shove them in blocks. They could be technically considered a broker and might very well be required to report all of that. Yes, it seems it seems crude. It seems like archaic. Are we really going this direction? But indeed, that is what's being debated right now. At least amendment concerning this language, concerning this legislation, is being debated. It was debated all weekend. It's hot, and man, it's crazy to think the markets are running in the face of this. Maybe this is even with all this considered. Kind of demonstrates regulation might very well be good. Maybe the government coming in and even if it's something disastrous like this legislation, somehow the market views this as potentially good. It's either it's one big fake out, but yeah, it's where we sit right now. So I'm going to cover a couple news stories here detailing all the drama. Let's see what we have here. All right, this first piece comes from the block Crypto, titled "Senators Announce Compromise on a Proposed Amendment to the Crypto Definition in the Infrastructure Bill." Let's take a closer look at a press conference in the Senate on Monday. Senators Pat Toomey and Cynthia Lunis revealed a new compromise on cryptocurrency tax provisions. The compromise has managed to get almost all the senators working on 2 competing amendments on board, with the lone holdout of Ron Wyden, who apparently wanted greater privacy protections. The proposed amendment has also the support of the Treasury Department. Quote, "We came back together to provide greater clarity on who is a broker," Tooney said regarding the compromise. The infrastructure bill, in an effort to pay for its own outlays, initially codified new requirements for certain crypto operators to report transactions to the Internal Revenue Service's brokers. The issue was that the original version was vague about who could be considered the broker. The definition included almost any person who, for consideration purposes, is responsible for regularly providing any service, effectuating transfers or services or digital assets on behalf of another person. Yes, extremely vague, guys. This could apply to practically everyone and anyone in the crypto ecosystem, in the food chain, whether it's the developers of wallets, DeFi pools, you name it. This could have very well applied to them. Way too vague, but on it goes here. Tooney, Wyden, and Lunis all previously introduced an amendment, which the Senate did not add to the bill. The latest amendment differs from the earlier version in one key way, removing the following exemption from classification as a broker: quote, "developing digital assets or their corresponding protocols for use by other persons, provided that such other persons are not customers of the person developing such assets or protocols." All right, so it looks like this latest amendment, at the very least, pulls the developers of these protocols out of the fire. That would be disastrous as well. Imagine being a dev in the blockchain space and the government saying, "Oh no, you're responsible for logging, registering, and reporting everyone who does everything with your open source software everywhere."
Yeah,
Just
that's
wild.
crazy.
Just wild. Thank God this amendment's coming through, but let's keep reading. The emergence of two competing amendments to the original language of the Invest Act last week proved highly contentious and sparked a backlash from the crypto industry. The conflict delayed the bill's passing in the Senate, which some had expected to come as early as Thursday night. It has been remarkable showing from the crypto industry and its growing voice in Washington, D.C. Quote, "Regardless of how this turns out," Loomis said, "this has been a very positive exercise for people in the crypto industry and digital asset space." Compromise, however, faces a tough road ahead, while Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer has said that he will not block the unanimous consent of the amendment. Unanimity among unanimity among the Senate is hard to come by. Any senator will be able to block the amendment. The clock is already ticking on the massive infrastructure package, though, Tooney said. Still time to adopt this amendment. Despite their work on the compromise, both Toomey and Lewis said they do not plan to support the passage of the overall infrastructure bill. Yes, this is one of the main things that maybe a lot of people are forgetting here. There's still a lot of work to go, right? Just even if they ram this amendment through, the whole infrastructure bill itself still has to go to the House, and then, I mean, I'm not exactly expert on the American political system, but I think there's still a steep road ahead. And of course, this isn't like the main infrastructure bill. There's another even bigger infrastructure bill that the Dems are trying to get through. So my understanding is that they're going to have a challenge getting that bill to pass, and that even this one is going to be a tall order as well. I think they have like a bigger bill. This is like a $1 trillion bill. They have like a $4 trillion infrastructure bill that they're trying to get through as well. So guys, I'm glad that they're at least fighting for this amendment, but in the end, it's possible that this bill won't even get through to Congress anyway, and therefore this is
Let's pray.
yeah, this is why I wasn't sweating it last week, and I'm still not sweating it because it's possible that this something so backwards, so punitive, may never actually come to pass in space. So, well, let's hope so. Let's certainly
Price
hope.
doesn't seem to mind.
Price definitely not minding right now. All right, got another piece here covering this story. Let's see if there's anything new now, because again, a lot of this is breaking, guys. This is all being published today, right now. A lot of these developments are coming in hot. Let's see here. Senate remains divided on the crypto debate surrounding the infrastructure bill. Voting on the infrastructure bill was pushed back after the Senate failed to reach an agreement over the weekend. Senator Ted Cruz said Democrats had blocked any further amendments to the bill over disagreement on spending. A new, quote, compromise amendment has been offered that would exclude protocol developers, proof-of-stake validators, and crypto wallets, but it needs the Senate's unanimous support. All right, so we just covered this last point in the latest read of those amendments. Yes, earlier on. Proof of stake validators were amended earlier over the weekend. In fact, going into the weekend, I think it was on Friday, we were reporting how proof of stake was not exempt, which was kind of crazy, right? Imagine this bill going forward and proof of work, kind of Bitcoin's territory, was exempt, and then proof of stake was seemingly absent as an exemption. That was wild. That caused a lot of people in crypto to flip their shit because, yeah, it's kind of like picking the winner, right? Picking the winner, choosing losers, however you want to term it.
Seems biased, right?
Hella biased, right? I get proof of stake is a different type of protocol, but wow, that would have been disastrous. But then in a pinch over the weekend, proof of stake validators were added to the amendment, and finally, I guess even crypto wallets were as well. Would be absolutely wild. Imagine the crypto wallet providers having to also, you know, monitor, report, etc. Just wild.
Yeah. I don't think it's feasible.
No, that's the other thing. A lot of the lobbyists or advocates are arguing.
Backed up because it's not feasible, right?
Not super feasible whatsoever. But that's why you know, so many people were up in arms about it. This whole thing was ridiculous. That crypto in the U.S. back, but yeah, we seem to be very far from actually passing all of this. All right, let's see here. What else do I really want to cover? Ted Cruz blaming Democrats. Yes, here's a tweet from Ted Cruz writing, "Crypto got screwed." It's nice that somebody is in our corner. Still, I don't know if I can trust any politicos. Let's have a look here. Elon Musk apparently weighing in on the matter. If crypto infrastructure bill going in front of the House has been at the forefront of discussion in the crypto market lately, regulation continues to be an important topic in the market. Country after country tries to put out regulation in favor or against crypto, and it's so far led to some interesting developments regarding crypto regulation. Some countries are openly against crypto in the case of India, while others have openly embraced it like El Salvador. The US is now next in line. Regulations are getting mapped out for crypto. Infrastructure bill was proposed. At this point, let's see here, disastrous bill. Yes, we know all this at this point. See here, Coinbase CEO is reacting to this amendment. Coinbase CEO Brian Armstrong took to Twitter to combat this amendment. The CEO explained how this would be detrimental to the whole of the crypto industry, calling the bill a violation of the rights of Americans. Damn right. Armstrong also pointed out that this amendment discriminates against the proof-of-stake miners, giving proof-of-stake validators. Of course, they kind of fixed that with another amendment. Relatively young crypto industry. We dealt a huge blow, says Armstrong, if this were to pass. Indeed, he did. Let's see here. Regulations shouldn't be hasty. All right. So Elon replied to Brian Armstrong's comments on Twitter, agreeing with the CEO had to say about regulation. According to Musk, there was no reason for regulation to be made hastily, regardless of whether there was a crisis or not. Musk points out that there would be no winners or losers if this amendment passed into the bill. The whole of the market would be affected, no matter what side of the fence they were on. Picking and choosing which technology should be allowed would never end well, as senators could swing to the side that favors them personally. With new technologies popping out of the industry every day, there's no telling how this amendment would affect these new tech and innovation, hence the calls.
I don't think they can get away with it.
I just don't know if they can either. I'm not even sure if they're going to be able to pass this.
Like censoring history, like, this is like, in my opinion, like, it's comparable to like before, like when Edison's like, no, what, fuck that, I'm not using the AC, I'm using the DC because I'm already invested in this. Like, it's.
I suppose if we were still, yes, I guess if it was like still.
You can't pick which technology gets to move forward. Like, that's just a recipe for disaster.
Certainly is, but I guess we knew sooner or later the government would object and try to throw a wrench in the works with one of the few ways they can, regulatory, web. But guys, I still feel like this quote-unquote disastrous bill is so far from ever passing and getting signed that maybe
seems like someone wanted to just like gum up the gears of the Senate or something like.
Tough to say, guys. This one is
that's
wild.
A lot, man. Like, I think lawyers are gonna pick that apart.
Let's go ahead and dive into this next piece from Forbes. Yes, guys, I have a little bit more time today to spend on the news. You know, it is kind of an interesting news day concerning all this political FUD And yeah, we do have a little bit more time to spare today, so do bear with me as I indulge with the news a bit more. Here's this one from Forbes. Co-creator of $27 billion USDC stablecoin reveals his plans to become a full reserve national commercial bank. USDC, crypto, stablecoins. Now you know why they fear us so much.
I'm a bank.
Yeah, payments infrastructure provider and principal developer, the second largest stablecoin by circulation, USD Coin, aka USDC Circle, run by Circle Internet Financial, intends to become a full reserve national commercial bank. In a blog post posted today, Circle's CEO Jeremy Allaire announced that the firm's plans to operate under the supervision and risk management requirements of the Federal Reserve, U.S. Treasury, the Office of the Comptroller of Currency, and the Federal Deposit Insurance Corporation. Quote, we believe that full reserve banking built on digital currency technology can lead not to just a radically more efficient, but also a safer, more resilient financial system, writes Allaire. If approved, the Boston-based company would become the industry's first reserve national bank, operating with a greater scope than other similarly regulated cryptocurrency businesses. In partnership with the crypto exchange Coinbase, Circle manages more than $27 billion in USDC, now the second largest stablecoin by circulation behind Tether. All USDC tokens, of course, are backed by the equivalent amount of cash in US dollar denominated assets, such as bonds and US treasuries. Guys, I'm sure this will be hotly debated. Tellingly, the Circle and Coinbase partnership, also known as the Center Consortium, is among a number of private innovations alluded to last week by the Federal Reserve Governor Christopher Waller, who offered a dissenting opinion among central bankers when he argued during a virtual speech before the American Enterprise Institute that central banks didn't need to issue their own digital because private companies were already developing cheaper payment alternatives with stablecoins backed by traditional assets. Yeah, who needs commercial bank issued digital currencies? The stablecoin fiat is already here. Let the private sector run free and deliver this service to the people. Said, what was his name? Christopher Waller, one of the few dissenting central bankers. Go figure. While Circle would pioneer full reserve banking on a national level for crypto companies, it wouldn't be the first crypto-native bank. Those include Anchorage and Paxos. They received conditional approval from the OCC last year. And blah, 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 blah. Still Circle, man. Circle on a big come up, guys. I won't dwell on the story too much longer, but you get the idea. Wants to become a full reserve commercial bank. I guess if and when Tether finally implodes, we'll have a nice backstop in the form of a full reserve national commercial bank issuing its own USDC fiat.
I mean, honestly, what's stopping them? I think that's what they're kind of realizing. That's why, like, we might as well.
They are coming up fast, and yeah, still have your funds. You still have your balance in USDT. Have you moved some of it into USDC? I guess as an American, as a Westerner, this could be favorable. Yeah, to come up, everybody. All right, is there something else I want to quickly touch on? Let's have a very brief look here. All right, Alchemy Pay. Let's just see what this is about, because ACH has been on a massive run-up in recent days. I want to quickly check in on it to see what the deal is. Yeah, ACH is up like 6,000% in the week. What is behind ACH's move? All right. Alchemy Pay become the latest company working to accelerate the adoption of crypto in the payment sector by setting up to launch virtual cards supporting more than 40 cryptocurrencies. The cards can be linked to digital wallets such as Google Play and PayPal and be accepted among millions of merchants on the networks of Visa and MasterCard, which includes Amazon and eBay. Alchemy Pay, a Singapore-based crypto fiat hybrid payment solutions provider, currently operates in 18 countries and regions, reaching about 2 million merchants through partnerships with Shopify, Arcadier, UFPay, and others. Alchemy is looking to offer the card services as a full suite white label service, as it's called, crypto projects and businesses, as well as institutions looking to integrate crypto-related solutions, according to a news release put out by the firm on Monday. Virtual card services are being beta tested in several markets, yada yada yada. All right, guys. So I guess the Alchemy Pay on the come up with their what did they call it? The fiat to crypto hybrid. Yeah, a kind of nifty term for it. The latest company accelerate the adoption of crypto virtual cards supporting crypto to fiat hybrid payment solution. Yeah, from what little research I have done on ACH, the way that they are doing their crypto to fiat bridge and trying to get into payment processing is unique to how they do it compared to, say, the Crypto.com card or the Coinbase debit card or the Binance card. They have some way, I guess, of doing settlement on the fly from crypto to fiat, and yeah, ACH on the come up. Hopefully somebody's in the ACH. In the ACH church, because wow, 6,000%. A lot of people coming through the Discord on the weekend asking about ACH. Should I get into ACH, guys? DYOR, of course, and don't forget.
Whenever you're asking that, it's usually too late.
Yeah, I mean it's up 6,000%. Maybe by the 50% pullback and cross your fingers, but ACH on a major roll. All right, the latest Alchemy Pay announcement. Partnered with Binance. All right, so it wants to build a payment bridge between crypto and fiat using Binance Pay Wallet. Also joined forces with Secure Wallet and crypto custody service provider Kobo to allow hybrid crypto to fiat payment convenience on its platform. All right, I guess Alchemy Pay becoming an established name in the crypto to fiat payment processing convenience all in one place. Alchemy, guys, do your research, let me know. ACH, one of your top picks for your portfolio now. All right.
Now,
I think I covered enough items. Yeah, I'm not too sure. I gotta go look deeper into ACH, but clearly something set afire under the price chart's feet. So we'll take a look in a bit. Go ahead and hop in the live chat. See who's kicking it with us this afternoon. Or, I'll go into the bubbles first. My mistake. Let's go take a look at bubbles, guys. Then I'm going to read the comments. Appreciate everybody patiently waiting in there today. All right, XDC. It's a great. Well, first off, bubbles to see a green today. A couple big gainers. XDC up 24%. ICP, the Internet Protocol, up nearly 18%, and Raven up nearly 16%, I should say. Raven on quite the run. I hear a lot of Ethereum miners are departing the Ethereum network and going over to Raven. Surprisingly, yeah, even the price reflecting that, I guess, renewed mining interest on the network there. Chili's up 12%, AVAX up 10%, and majority of other tokens on bubbles today up single digits. It's a sea of green out here, slowly climbing up. What's there not to like? All right, there's your very brief look at the bubbles. Now let's go ahead, kicking it with us this afternoon in the live chat. Who do we have here? Let's get into. All right, it's Daniel. Daniel on YouTube. You're first in the chat. He says, "Hi guys, Money Mondays. Indeed, it's Money Mondays. I should have made it Money Fridays and picked up my bag of SHIB then, but here I am buying SHIB." At a 20% appreciation. Thank you, Daniel. Shoutouts to you. Right on Rice, David Rice, over on DLive. Shoutouts to you. Waiting on YouTube, but it's always slow. All right. Well, we're here. We're live. Taz Blitz. Shoutouts to you. Electric, you as well. Ron Legato on YouTube. Let's see here. David Rice. Everyone's weekend good. It certainly was. I had a great weekend. Electric numbers go up. We happy. Indeed. I'm a simple man. Number goes up. And I'm happy. David Rice, yep, all those extra funds can be sent to me. Yes, anybody flush with gains, you know what to do. Franklin MC, good morning, gents. Shoutouts to you, Franklin MC. Dave Rice, ready for a great show, an awesome week. I'm glad to hear that. Toby1233, shoutouts to Toby over on YouTube. Polly B, of course, is with us. Shoutouts to Polly B. Electric says Jack's audio is coming in and out. Do let me know Is my audio still coming in out? Oh, you're cutting off. Jason's coming in fine though. I wish I knew that earlier. I hope I wasn't talking this entire time with crappy audio. Jason's coming in.
They would have been pointing it out more.
Yes. I can hear background music okay though. Are you predicting a trip? Yes. Adam asks Jason, are you predicting it back to lower 20s? It's not out of the realm of possibility that we will again be testing lows or even lower lows. Imagine hitting 50, 54, and a 50% correction from there. Where do you think that puts us, guys? Do the math. Let's see here. But I mean, at this point, I'm feeling so bullish. I feel like maybe we won't be going back down there anytime soon. Adam, a BTC hash ribbon indicator popped, and historically, it's had a 100% win rate using the 3/3 ATR stop loss. All right. Yes, maybe the hash ribbons is going to be correct on this one. I do like it. Franklin MC, bad audio. Hopefully, I fixed it at some point. Stop loss is, I see your stop loss. Taz Blitz, Jason says, Jason's clear, says Taz Blitz. Show that fractal, says Adam. We will probably take a look at that fractal in a bit. Mr. Ether joins us in the live chat on YouTube, loving this price action. Well, I'm loving you back here in the live chat, Mr. Ether. How was your trip to Sturgis, Mr. Ether? I think that's where he went, right?
Yes, I do believe so.
Dude, the media was making that out to be something awful.
Well, it usually is something awful.
I don't know if you heard about that, but
I don't know what happened this time.
Well, oh, nothing. Just there's a lot of drama saying that super spreaders are all descending on Sturgis. It's gonna be horrible. Yeah, it's gonna be horrible. Blah blah blah. Meanwhile, it coincided with Obama's birthday party. You guys heard about that?
That's a real super spreader event.
Yeah, that was not a super spreader event, but Sturgis was. Go figure. Let's have a look here. Alex1233 on D Live is with us. Hello and good evening, all. Shoutouts to Alex1233. Mr. Ether says another 55K, and I won't be wrong for the August price prediction. Excuse me. Yeah, Mr. Ether, man, Mr. Ether expecting what?
He had a wide net, 100 to 400K.
Yep. Mr. Ether expecting 100K Bitcoin in August. I mean, we might be on track for that, Mr. Ether, but I'd give it a few more months. But who knows? That he's at least being honest. He's sticking to his OG prediction. David Rice, SHIB, ICP. Those are probably requests. Hang tight. Anywhere it says, what about proof of history? Isn't Solana that? Not entirely certain on Solana's consensus mechanism, but I'd have to take a look. Ernest of Gaia, but indeed, that's the main issue with these amendments and legislation. Certainly does stifle innovation and probably doesn't cover all the bases, doesn't it? Ernest of Gaia just going to build a wallet and call it a key ring. Okay, that's one way of doing it. Franklin MC, VHS versus Betamax. Yes, it's the format wars, baby. Stake versus work. What a world. B-Flow, let's see here. No, it's a recipe to keep them in control. To them, that wouldn't be a disaster. Right. Chico Blanco Verano, another DOA crypto payment project. I guess this relates to Alchemy Pay. Chico thinks it will fail. Haven't we done this like 10 times already to no avail? Maybe they're doing something different. Chico, I'm not too sure. This is, again, why I advocate everyone. DYOR. Alchemy Pay, really the one to revolutionize crypto to fiat gateways. You're right, Chico. Tried to do this many times before. It's just yet another crypto payment project. EOA, though, that I guess remains to be determined. Crypto AF 2017 on Twitch. What's up, guys? Great show. Very interested in your thoughts on Quantum Link. Well, hang tight, Crypto AF. I will add Quantum Link to the request line in just a couple minutes. Let's see here. Beeflo says, no, Jack. You're supposed to look into it after it's dropped 70-90%, not when it's up 6,000%. Yes, Beeflo, you're absolutely right.
Just a bit back.
Yes. Generally, this is what you want to be doing in this space, guys. When the fear is real, the panic is setting in, and there's blood in the streets, and we are down, yes, 70-90%. That's usually when you want to be scooping it up, not when it pumps 6,000%, and yeah, maybe not even when it pulls back 50% from a 6,000% pump either. scrape the bottoms, boys. I hope everyone's learned something valuable amidst this cycle.
I always just say, the moment you feel like you just want to give up and just quit trading and sell everything is the moment you should be buying.
No kidding. CryptoBull21 got me a bag of Raven. Thanks to the members in Discord for bringing it to my attention. Good stuff. Let's see here. CryptoBull says my audio seems good. Jason a bit choppy. Jason coming in here. Good, I think. Mr. Ether says I'm still here. Definitely he is. How is everyone doing? Says Jose Alves. Good stuff. Thank you, Jose, for stopping in. Did you guys talk about the Binance US CEO resigning? Is that a sign of something? Crypto Rich? Yes, we did cover CZ floating the idea of resignation. I don't know if has there been any further developments on that. He was just floating the idea last we checked. Let's find out real quick, but I'm going to look into that. Is that a sign of something? It's a sign that Binance is feeling the pressure. CZ explained rather openly that maybe having an insider, a banking or financial industry insider in the top seat, he might have the necessary connections to keep Binance safe and afloat. With Binance, with CZ at the helm, the regulators just might keep dogpiling on Binance. So we'll see how that turns out. That's what I know, Crypto Rich. I will take a look at Binance CZ for any developments and check back in a little bit. Mr. Ether says, I leave Sturgis this coming weekend. Well, Mr. Ether, stay safe and have fun in Sturgis, bro. Polly B requesting I do see that TVK request. Polly B, hang tight. Let's see here. Chico says, sorry, Jack. Science says super spreaders can only be proles. That's right. How foolish of me. The super spreaders are only the dirty, unwashed peasant class. Everybody knows that the elites, they're they got all the latest vax. They are the clean, and they are not the spreaders. It's us lowly people. How did I forget? Thank you, Chico. And Alex 1233 requesting ERB. I'll add that to the list. Thank you guys. Everybody's comments have been read. I can't thank you guys enough for kicking it with us this afternoon. Let's go ahead and buy books after 4 months. Okay, very briefly, guys. Again, thank you for bearing with me today. Brian Brooks, CEO, resigned as CEO of Binance US this Friday. This might be the resignation. Yes, Binance US, which is a little different than Binance.com. Brian Brooks resigned as CEO of Binance.us this Friday. This may be due to a recent crackdown posed by many powers, including US. Let's see here. Posed more problems for Binance, differing opinions on how to address this. In his most recent tweet, Brooks says, greetings, crypto community, letting you know that I have resigned as CEO of Binance.us. Despite differences over strategic direction, I wish my former colleagues much success. Yeah, it looks like, well, Binance US, I think, already struggled to gain traction in the US market, and I guess the hits keep on coming now, like I said, in the regulatory sites. Okay, so there is a bit of a development on that front. Thank you for whoever reminded me of that, but we got to get into it now. We're going to get into the TA right here, right now, featuring Jason this afternoon. Let's go ahead and pop into the next scene. Going to connect over to Jason's team. He's already live. Good, guys. Nice and sharp today. In right we are in. Good. Currently got Jason's BTC USD chart on the 24-hour. Let me shrink the screen down to fit everything in. Jason has an oversized chart layout on TradingView. Gotta make a couple tweaks here.
What can I do
to make it
different?
To make it fit? No, you're all good. Well, I'm not going to tell you to reorganize your the way you chart and do things, Jason. So be it. All right, we're here. We're in. Gotta fix a few more things, guys. But Jason, take it away. Do a quick rundown of the markets, and we'll get into the requests in just a few minutes. Guys, you know what to do. Drop your requests below. I'm going to start collecting them. Bear with me for a couple of minutes. I got to fix a few well on screen.
So, of course, I'm going to be doing this a little bit different than Alex, in the sense that I don't usually do a complete overview of the market. I trade crypto, so that's usually what I look at, but I will look at like the general market and say gold, silver, and stuff like that just to see what's going on. But to be honest with you guys, today is one of those days to where I'm like, man, like it's like I don't care how long you do this, you just see days to where you're like, man, I don't recognize these things happening at the same time. Like we see gold and silver both plummeting at the same time as the Dixies shooting up at the same time as Bitcoin, as well as some markets are hitting all-time highs and some are getting sold into. It's really confusing right now, to be honest with you, on what's happening here. Uh, we're getting a lot of price appreciation out of the Dixie as well as Bitcoin right now. And here's looking at the daily last week. This was on Friday, the continuation that the group took, or that I put out with TP1 sitting here at about, I believe it was 45,001. Oh, we can just take a look real quick. It was TP1 was sitting at 45,187. You can see these are all the trades that we're currently in. I'm not sure if this screen is translating well to the live stream or not. Okay, yeah, it's fine.
It looks clear enough.
But like I said, good week. These are all the trades that we've been in since, let's see here, July 21st. Yep, so every single trade so far has hit TP1 with stop loss at least at break even. These ones up here, the BTC, NEM, and Uni, those are up quite a bit more. We have our stop loss moved to above TP3 on 2 of those. The BTC position is up 42%, and you never see that, so that's impressive. But coming back here,
Yeah, man, you're
Bitcoin,
killing it. Your trade journal, your results looking super sharp right now.
yeah, I mean, like
So,
I said, we had a couple months there where things were kind of choppy and sideways, and like I said to people who had just joined, I'm like, I'm sorry, but sometimes this is what happens. We have to wait for that trending market to hit, and then we'll start hitting it again.
exactly.
And I mean, we're seeing the evidence of that now.
Yeah, our performance is reflected for sure in the higher time frames in the multi-month, the 3-month, the 12-month performance cycle, and indeed,
Important anyways,
it's reflective of
because
yeah
if you go and ask the traders, like, oh, like, well, what'd you make? No one's gonna ask you what you make last month. It's like, what's your average ROI? Like, what did you return
year to year.
last year?
Yep.
It's over time. It's like anyone can get lucky in a month, right? It's about doing it consistently.
Absolutely, and of course, reflective of the fact that yes, we are trend following traders here at CT. And damn, Jason, you must have boarded this trend train perfectly on time.
Well, you can see it right here. This is right when I entered into my long at my personal long was a break of this trend. Coming down here, as you see, come here. As soon as we broke above that, I took a long at 30,455, and man, have we just done nothing but go up. And like I was talking about earlier, on that fractal, on that Jericho narrative, just in the sense that a Jericho moves very quickly. It also has the characteristic of having no retracements, enough for people to get out of their short positions or long positions. It squeezes in whatever position that it goes. So looking at Ethereum, this is a hell of a trend, guys. I mean, like, look at that thing. Ethereum has rose 76% off the bottom with no retracement. That's pretty incredible. So I think that I'm feeling justified now in my narrative of that fractal actually playing out in Bitcoin as well. So what I'll do is I'll go and look at here just to show it to you guys. I've pointed this out to people in the group and on the stream quite a bit. It should still be here. Let's see. Come on. Okay. So we'd be looking right about here. This is the Jericho that happened in October of 2019. We get that right here. Is there a way to do side by side? Hold on. Let's see if I can. Okay. Let's see if I can't get this to play. Quadriga off, boom. No, upside down, boom. And by the way, this is something that I drew a long time ago on what I thought was going to happen here. So if we look at this the same way, right here is the fractal on where we took the Jericho, but this is where chart patterns are different in my mind, just that they don't have to play out the exact same way. They can take a lot longer. So what we're seeing here is that return up to the median of price, which I have marked out here at around 58 to 56. Somewhere in here, it'll wick up into this area the same way that it did up in here, and then it'll consolidate and then break itself back down into new lows within the trend. See this trend line coming up here from 2019? We have the same thing coming up in here. So I do think that we'll get that price appreciation up. It just took a lot longer, and that means that we'll likely get the sell-off a lot faster instead on this scenario. So once we get up into these higher levels, I think around that 48 to 56, somewhere in there, like I said, that's where I'm going to be looking for a rejection. And then I do think that we're going to get that sell-off to lower lows right here. And then we come up, swing up again, like I have marked out. Like this again, and then we get the bigger sell-off. Oh, come on, why isn't it? It won't let me zoom all the way. I know I have this. There we go. Then we get that bigger sell-off here, and then we begin to price build again, and then I think we go parabolic onto a new level the same way that we did it from March. So I think we just have fractals of rising price here and consolidating on different levels. I'm not sure if you guys can see that the same way that I do, but it's been working out so far, and I do think that we're likely to see resistance up here. You don't get a pattern like this without any kind of retracement. Usually it just takes a lot longer for you to get that retracement, and with price slowly steadily climbing like this, it's going to get everyone bullish once we break that 50 range. And then I think we're going to start seeing a lot of people getting stuck in longs. And then we're going to see a bunch of liquidations back down. And then it's going to happen all over again up to the highs, probably around that 48, maybe to 30, 39 range. And then we get that dip down to fill the gaps in the teens. I think that's the way that it'll most likely play out. And that's the narrative that I am currently focusing on. And it looks almost identical, right? I don't know if you guys can see that. Just when I look at this, it's almost the same thing. And then you see price continuation just straight from 3K all the way up. So that was the parabolic move there. I think we get the parabolic move off of this, and that's when we start hitting the 120s, 200s. Epic. I think that it'll just keep repeating itself this way till we get... I think you get 2 more cycles of this, and we're in the 460s, 480s. But I mean, all this stuff could play out a lot faster. That's why I'll be waiting for, if we get a break of 60 and a close above there, then maybe we don't need to. Maybe we can go up and test first. But as for now, I think this is the best narrative. And that's why the signals have fit my narrative well, so I've been taking them. And holding on to TP3. This is something, someone asked about this in one of the mentoring sessions on how do you decide whether or not you're going to remove TP3 or not. And for me, it's extremely subjective, and for Alex, I know it is as well. But it's when it fits your narrative as well as your signal. Like I did think we'd get quick price continuation, and I've been talking about it for quite a while. So when we started getting that good volatility to the upside, I started removing TP3s, and that has been the right decision thus far. It's just, you can't really know. So like Alex is hitting TP3s right now because we just got into a trend again, and it's better to snag those up. But yeah, going back to that, it was just because it's extremely subjective on when you remove your TP3. And for me, it's when it matches the narrative that I'm trading. That's when I'll usually let it run. Okay, how do I get back down to... Let me know in the chat if you guys think that that makes sense or not, because sometimes I think that I see things a little bit differently than other people.
You certainly do, Jason, but I would never take away from your ability, your artistic ability to recognize certain patterns and fractals. Your instincts seem to be solid, Jason.
They're working thus far, but we'll do a quick sweep through the market here. Let's just go ahead. All these charts are going to pretty much look the same. Getting a continuation on DEFIPERP. Actually, it looks like you already hit TP1, so I'd be doing nothing with this. Everything looks like it's about to break out. I mean, it's actually the Dow Jones. We did not get a higher. Just got sold into. Got a continuation signal yesterday, but it's still above the 13. It's still sideways, nothing to do as of there, but it could get sold into if it closes like this, end up being a hanging man candle. DRGNPERP. Looking pretty solid for continuation, but you should have taken it last week. Nothing to do here. It'll likely run up to previous levels here. I mean, you just use Quadrigo for that. Yep, right back to the top of the range, around that 4,800 range. You could even see it climb all the way up here if we really get that price press to the upside up to the 61. This is what's confusing me today, is the Dixie is killing it, and so is Bitcoin. And the traditional markets aren't being that negatively affected right now. It's just a little bit odd. It's like the calm before the storm in my gut. Like, I'm not sure really what to make of it at this point. As well as Ethereum killing it. That trend just can't be messed with. Starting to remind me of soybeans right now. And I mean, yeah, like look at that 76%. Even 2x leverage is getting liquidated at that point. That's pretty crazy. Yeah, everything looks pretty much the same, man. Almost the exact same pattern. It's going to be an interesting week because I think that we're going to finally start to see the breaks. I really do think that we're going to get a little bit more extension to the upside looking at these charts, and then we get sold into, and then maybe the Dixie does win out. It's just so confusing for me to see them both. So, and I mean, let's not forget about gold and silver here. It's just getting destroyed. You are getting bought back up to your trend though, so this could be a bottom. You're seeing, was this a new low? That was a new low. Man, I feel sorry for anyone who's trading gold. Unless, I mean, you're on the right side of it. But it does appear to be getting bought back up to this trend, so you just have to wait till the end of the day. But it's still not looking good for gold or silver. And then you see in the exact opposite out of Bitcoin right now. So I'm not sure what to make of it this week, guys.
No kidding. We got some breaking news, though, yes, concerning the infrastructure bill and those crypto amendments. Apparently, they've reached a United States senators putting forth differing amendments for provisions in the infrastructure bill that apply to crypto. Apparently, have reached a compromise after a legislative setback. In a press conference just now, Senator Pat Toomey said there was now bipartisan agreement on the amendment, backed by several senators. The new amendment is going to exempt software developers, transaction validators, node operators, while taxing requirements should still apply to intermediaries. They came together to provide greater clarity on the rules, and we're not proposing anything sweeping or anything radical. Our solution makes it clear that a broker means only those persons who conduct transactions where consumers buy, sell, and trade digital assets. Yes, it's not a perfect solution, they say, but it's much better than the underlying text. Yeah, I mean, on the face of it, it looks like they might have provided the necessary exemptions, and this thing might very well be adequately amended. We'll see if the bill actually gets through from here, but yes, looks okay. Looks a little better, a little more shaped up right now, guys. So FUD over, pump continues. We'll find out. Back to Jason.
Yeah, another thing I wanted to point out here, just real quick, because I do think that we're going to see some more price appreciation to the upside, was a pattern here that just broke out on the 4-hour. I wanted to, this candle just closed in 2 hours ago, and I wanted to, it lined up really well with a 3-bar play, so I kind of wanted to go over that a little bit on why I think that my TP2 on Bitcoin around that 4,700, I think is going to get hit today, relatively. This is what, shout out to Paul Bob, just because I know he liked to trade 3-bar plays quite a bit. And it's just one that popped up that I noticed that it seems pretty textbook here, so I wanted to point it out. What we have here on the 4-hour is we have a big explosion to the upside that covers more than 2 ATR of current volatility. So let's go over here, look at this. So a wide range bar igniting a move, which we see here on that 4-hour candle here, boom. And then the second candle not covering 50% of the secondary candle, which is here. It must be in the upper 50% of the first bar and relatively equal highs. And also one thing that I do like to point out is I do like it a lot more when the secondary candle has a higher high and you have a relatively shaven candle on the explosive candle. And then with here, you usually will get the same ATR out of this movement through the secondary or fourth candle. So I do think that we're likely to get this chart pattern to play out on lower time frames, which would mean that this 4-hour long signal is a good one. I didn't want to post it to the group just because we're already in 2 Bitcoin longs, as well as the last one got me burned and I didn't want to have that happen again. But which would put a TP for this, if it does play out in that way, around the 47,161, which does put us up in that 47 range. I think that that's likely to play out with this chart pattern. You have support coming in here. This is often when you do see this play out. Support here, where we have taken back. This was resistance, boom, resistance becomes support, boom, resistance becomes support, boom, resistance. Right here is usually when you get that follow through because it got a test of the local high, and then you get a press up within this candle. So we have 2 hours left to see whether this does play out or not, but I think it's very likely and invalidated pretty quickly. If you cross that 13 EMA at around 44, then you're going to be pretty positive that this is going to break down from here. But I think around 70% that it's going to move to the upside here. But yeah, I just kind of wanted to go over that because for those people out there who look at chart patterns and stuff like that, it's a good one to know. But other than that, I think we can get into requests if you want.
Yeah, I'm down for that. We got a decent amount already logged here. Just keeping up with the latest in the amendment. Let's see here. Yeah, basically brokers. Not going to be, the term broker, I guess, isn't going to be so widely applied, and switch to like the existing regulation will stand. Let's see here. There's one quote. The silver lining behind all this debate discussion is that we found out who in the Senate is interested in this subject, who maybe previously didn't know anything about it. Finally, we're able to illustrate to members of the Senate that there are a lot of people that are interested in digital assets, working with some digital assets, and are now in contact with U.S. senators. Yeah, I guess this has really mobilized the cryptocurrency industry, and we might see fresh or completely new lobbying efforts deployed in the space. Who knows? Maybe the likes of Jack Dorsey, Elon Musk, and everybody else that's an advocate of the crypto space has, like I said, mobilized at this time, and yeah, we might even come away mostly unscathed from this. Again, this really might take time for it to even work its way through and actually get past. So no panic, no need to panic. Let the markets run unbridled for the meantime. All right, go ahead and actually get into these requests, guys. We are live this Monday, and we are, well, kind of chill. We are kind of relaxed, keeping this going at a relaxed pace. We're still on track to only going an hour and a half today. We might go over. Jason is, of course, helming these the TA today, guys. So if you're just joining us now, we're getting into the requests. Let's do it. Putting the first request on screen, and now we have David, right on Rice. Yeah, David Rice. He wants to look at SHIB and ICP for his request. SHIB it up.
This is right where I told. This is where I told Jack to buy SHIB last week.
Sorry, dude, I got cold feet. I hesitated.
Come on, Jack. You can't get no better than that, man.
I should have. I should have sent you the bag and had you do it.
Well, you're in control. But looking at this, I mean, yes, we've had an explosion to the upside here. There's nothing to do but wait on it at this point. You missed the movement. These types of coins, you just don't know if you're going to get continuation ever, right? Like, how much was... Yeah, 43% in 2 days. Like, there's nothing to do yet. You've just moved. You have a candle size violation. Maybe if you picked it back up down here during this last sell-off, but as of now, there's just nothing to do with this, man. This isn't your trade. You could get continuation as well as everything else, but you missed your opportunity. But I bet. Let's see that. Seems like we're coming right up on the weekly trend right now, to be honest with you.
Hey, if we caught that entry, would you be able to paint some take profits? Out of curiosity, would we have TED TP1 already? Would we have TED TP2 on that wick?
What are you talking about? You would have cleared all three. Like,
wow. All right.
That's what I'm saying. This initial candle moved more than 3 ATR.
Insane.
So you're not gonna you wouldn't take a trade off of that. That's like this. Boom. You take a trade off this, and then all of a sudden you just get sold into. You just don't. You just never know. You are building some support over here, but I would wait for this trend to break. You're kind of just sitting on it right now.
Epic.
It's just so small, like valued. It's kind of insane. But as for now, there's nothing to do with SHIB, man. Yeah, you had a great explosion off the bottom here. See how it reacts. See if it breaks this trend. Let it develop more. You need more information here.
All right. Well, there's SHIB. Let's go look at ICP next.
All right. Well, ICP. I'm not sure why. Oh, it's because of the Binance. That's right. Well, last week it looks like the 5th, beautiful long signal here. You would have cleared all 3 take profits already. As of now, there's no, if you're in it, great. If it does look pretty good, to be honest with you, for continuation. Right out, you're finally getting a baseline here, so that's a good sign. I would say it's risky to enter it here, considering your long signal was back here and you would have already made 38% off of that, clearing most of your TPs. There's nothing to do. There's no exit signal yet either, but you have to just give it time here. It could continue to the upside. There's no reason to exit this if you're in it right now, but entering here I wouldn't advise, because it's already had quite a movement, and that's not what trading's about.
Right, well, that sounds like that concludes your thoughts, SHIB and ICP.
Yep.
All right, let's head into the next one, guys. Let's go and look at this one for Crypto AF 2017 on Twitch. He writes, "What's up, guys? Great show. Interested in your thoughts on QNT and Link."
On QNT. Well, clearly I liked this long signal. June 21st. I'm not sure why I have that marked out, but it was a good place to mark it out. But looking at QNT here, the last good signal that you got here was July 28th, which gave you a good continuation. You did get continuation out of that. Now you have a take profit, which would have got you out here, which would have been good. And now you're currently just sitting at the 13 EMA. You just need to wait for any kind of reaction. You do have a little table of support here that's coming down that you're beginning to test, and this reminds me of kind of how the daily worked on Bitcoin, where we started to get a little bit negative, but we were bouncing off that 13 EMA on the daily, so I decided not to take any positions to see what kind of reaction we got off the bottom. This is that same kind of situation. So we might get a continuation off this bottom here, but we don't have any crossing or indication of that on our oscillators. So you got to give this a couple days probably. But QNT could turn around here and keep going as well. But that's kind of the beauty of waiting for your oscillators, because in the meantime, if that breaks down, you know it's invalidated, and then you're not putting your capital at risk. So just give this a couple of days. There's better things out there.
All right, QNT. Let's go look at Link next.
Link's pretty much just sideways here. All your oscillators are telling you to get out here. This could be an exit pump. This looks a lot different than most of the others. You're not making higher highs like we are in Bitcoin. There's nothing to do here. If anything, your take profit long would have did you, good. Considering you would have been long from right here all the way up through here. Link is just sideways here, nothing to do. Kind of see how it reacts off this bottom, where you actually see it already reacting on this. Basically the bottom of this V here is going to end up being that new support if it does become it, but nothing to do right now. This is the same scenario for QNT. If you do get price continuation back above the 200 EMA, you're likely to get that continuation signal within the next couple of days, and that's not something that you necessarily need momentum for. So if you get that continuation here this week, then you're likely to continuation to the upside, but nothing to do with Link either.
All right, good stuff. There's a look at Link. It's in the bag. David Rice writes, thank you for his earlier request being fulfilled. No problem, David. Let's go ahead, get it to the next one. We have TVK for Polly B. Polly B writes,
data on TVK.
What about, sir?
TVK, like it's just only 4 days of data.
Oh yes. You might want to pull up TVK on Uniswap.
TVK. Is this the right one? Terra Virtua?
I believe so. Yep, looks like it's it.
I do like this price action. I'll be honest with you, just because you tend to see this kind of stair step its way up. You tend to see this go like boom, boom, and then keep the trend.
Yep. Polly B writes, entry on TVK after the Binance pump. Yes, so it had a bit of a Binance pump. I guess Polly B wants to catch this train. Where would you, what kind of entry would you try to snipe on this? What's the next pullback maybe worth buying?
It's pretty hard, man. Looking at this, that's pretty hard. Let's go back here and see if we can't find a lower time frame, because I don't want to sound ridiculous, but it could be right now. So looking at the 4 hour, I like this. I know there's not enough data here for it to give me the signal, but I know just by looking at chart patterns that this would be a long signal. And this coming back down to test the baseline, I would say watch the price of 30 cents, 30.3055 right in there. See if we hold that. If we hold that, which I do think that we're going to do, I think right now is the moment that you'd be wanting to buy TVK, to be honest with you. Yeah, I like this pattern. I like this for reversing. Let's see here. I think that you might have 2 parabolic moves, to be honest with you. Yeah. But then this also could go boom, boom. So you have 2 different scenarios there. But I think this is likely. You've blown up above, and now you see that you're treating this old support, which was resistance before, now becoming support. I really like this, to be honest with you. I like this chart pattern. I'm not sure what they do, but this chart looks bullish to me. I think that you could easily take it up to 60, a safe up to 64 cents, and then you could take some profit and then wait to see what kind of continuation you get. But I like this as of now. I wish there was more data that I could put my oscillators on it, but
Yeah, TVK, Terra Virtua, the Metaverse token. Alex is very, very excited about this project and a few other ones. So, there you have it. Any further thoughts, or are we ready to move into the next one?
I mean, I think your entry is close to now. Wait till how it closes today, I suppose, but this looks like a 3-bar reversal. Actually, to be honest with you, it's already a confirmed 3-bar reversal. It's not confirmed, sorry. So looking at it this way, let's just look this up real quick. 3-bar reversal. So on a 3-bar reversal, you'd want to buy on a break above the bottom closing candle. So you'd want to buy above a break of here. So looking at, let's see here. So just a quick, you basically get these, well, here's a better one. You get these 3 down candles like we've had with the wick at the bottom. Right there, boom, boom, boom. There is a lot more volatility in these, but that's to be expected on ChartX or Uniswap, to be honest with you. And then you buy the break above the close of the 3rd bar, which is boom, which is the break here. So if this closes like this likely will get continuation to the upside here. I like that for a 3-bar reversal. I think it looks good. I think that TVK could do you well this week. What's next?
All right, well, that sounds like that concludes your thoughts on TVK. D-Live users, are you standing by? Are you guys ready for the chest? I'm going to go open it up in about, let's say 60 seconds. That's right. Not going to give you too much warning for this one. Get ready. That chest comes your way at 20 past the hour. Get ready, get ready, get ready. All right, next request. TRB, Treb, or Trib, or TR3B, Alex1233. Live requesting TRB.
To be honest with you, I don't mind this signal that much. It's not something that I'm going to take, but it's basically a continuation that you would still be in from if you took it over here. As long as you're closing above the 13 EMA, which you have every single time, didn't get wicked out on your stop loss, you would still be in this. And a close back above this, I think, would be bullish for continuation to the upside. But like I said, I think there's going to be better signals out there for me. You'd likely have to wait till tomorrow to get this crossover to get another continuation signal. If you took the continuation signal here, you'd have to take it up to the ATR. I always use the ATR of the signal, so it'd be about $50.13. And that is if it closes like this, it would have to close above these other highs that you see that were resistance, because that gives you a little confirmation that there's a break of resistance here, allowing it to expand to the upside. That's why you're seeing these crossovers on your oscillators, which will just be a little bit later than knowing the pattern breaks. But I don't mind this, to be honest with you. I think that this has some room. You could set your stop loss easily at that $40.52, and then just see if you get that break of the upside. But you do have a confirmed continuation with support below it that acted as support. which bounced off. So I don't think you'd be silly for taking this position to the upside. But it's not one that is going to line up perfectly with my systems, and there's a lot of coins out there, so
All
I
right.
like to be.
Sorry to cut you off there. Yes, there is your TRB. I think that concludes his thoughts. Chest. The chest is about to open. Get ready, guys. I'm going to click the distribute button in 10 seconds. Get ready, get ready, get ready. In the meantime, I'm going to introduce the next request. We have Monero for Alex 1233, and Rolo Maximus also wants to look at Monero Bitcoin. So let's go Monero USD, Monero Bitcoin. Here come the rewards. Distribute, 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 boys. Get your coins.
All right. So, I mean, kind of the same thing here with Monero. This continuation. Oh, actually, let's see. Oh, no. This continuation signal is last Friday, the same as Bitcoin. So you missed that in the sense of where it is. You would already hit TP1, likely came back down and stopped you out at break even. But there's nothing to do here. It's the same as the others. I do think we'll likely get that break and a little bit more action to the upside. But from this chart, there's nothing to do here with XMR. It's right in the middle of its zone of you should have already been in and out 50% of your position. So taking a position here would just be an opportunity cost that's not worth it because there's going to be better signals out there. But as for now, it still looks strong, still holding above all of its levels, old resistance becoming support. So this looks the same as a lot of the others. So you could get continued appreciation to the upside. But as for my system, this is one that is nothing.
All right. Big shout outs to Taz Blitz. He took away over 120 lemons at today's giveaway. Crypto Bull, David Rice also making out the top 3. Congrats to today's big lemon giveaway winners. Let's go look at Monero Bitcoin.
Yep, looking at that now, it just looks like dog crap, man. You would be getting a full short signal today, but WADA's not quite there. It does look like we're running out of steam a little bit, but it just looks terrible. There's no reason to catch this knife when if Bitcoin decides to just do a lot better. I mean, the Bitcoin pairing could just drop off the map. So the opportunity cost here is just not there. I would say avoid this until you see some strength.
All right, there's a look at Monero Bitcoin for Rolo Maximus, Alex 1233. Your look at Monero is in the bag. All right, Bitcoin currently cresting over 46K, and we still got a few minutes left in the show. Let's go ahead and knock out a couple more requests before we move to wrap things up. PolyB's next, requesting UTK, writing great project, slow as a slug. Are you talking about the development or confirmation times on the network? UTK for PolyB.
I mean, this is the exact same story of the last coin, TRB or XMR. There's not. You should have already been in this. What was this last? On the 3rd was your last good signal, and you would have already sweeped well above that. So I mean, nothing to do here, but I will admit that it does look strong the same way that XMR does. You see consistent resistance turning into support and continuation in now a close back above your 200 EMA here would probably be some good evidence that you're likely to get some continuation, but you need a couple more days for that signal to present itself because you'll likely get sideways. So nothing to do here.
All right, well, there is your look at UTK. Big shout outs to was it that dropped that one? It was PolyB. Yes, PolyB, my dear PolyB. There is just in the bag. Did someone just drop a super chat? Yeah, we did. Taz Blitz dropped a diamond.
Diamond boy.
Yes, the diamond in live chat. Thank you, Taz Blitz. Thank you for giving right back to the chest after your big win. He writes, for the great TA. Thank you kindly. Can't thank you enough. Let's go ahead and get into the next request. It's for Crypto Rich on DLive. They write, requesting MATIC, aka Polygon. Our layer 2 plays still good, even with the new Ethereum EIP. Well, even with the new latest London fork for Ethereum, I still think layer 2 plays are valid. It's not like this new update has dramatically increased throughput on the chain. Yeah, Your two plays might still very well be valid, but that probably requires a deeper dive to answer that question properly. In the meantime, let's give the chart a look. MATIC.
Well, looking at MATIC, I mean, it's the exact same, exact same as XMR and UTK here. You should have been in it the 5th. You would have already hit TP1 and likely stopped out at break even. It's just going sideways right now, but it does look like it is gaining support. So you likely could get continuation up to your next ATR levels. Let's see here. Let's just see. On you. Yeah, so a break above that would take you back up to, maybe that's a little long. Yeah, take you back up to the highs if it does play out this way, but you just don't know the order. As of now, it'll likely go sideways or press up. That if it does press up quickly, you'll likely get that new continuation signal soon. So this is why it's so important to wait, because if it doesn't, you'll likely just go sideways or retrace back down to your 200 EMA for retracement and then get the play to the upside. So right now there's nothing to do with this. You should have already been in at the continuation signal and already be in profit. So nothing quite to do here.
All right, brilliant. Another request crossed off the list. That was MATIC for Crypto Rich. Let's go ahead and get into the next request. One of the last ones of the day. Got a 3-pack here for Mike Maker. We already did MATIC, Mike, so let's look at Cardano and Stellar. Have we done Cardano yet? I don't think we did. ADA it is. Quick look at ADA as the show begins to wind down.
ADA, exact same case. I think that you're likely to get continuation to the upside out of ADA, but you don't have any signals yet. You should have already been in it. A lot of these charts look the exact same.
Yes, indeed. Crypto Bull on DLive writes, how come you guys don't just move your stop loss up to close to current price with an early exit signal fires? Yeah, Jason, why don't you move it up to the current price, or do you do a trailing stop loss sometimes? What are your thoughts about moving to break even?
I think he's saying that when the take profit signal fires, then you move it up close to where it was in case it does decide to drop off. That's really to each his own, man. It has to do with how well you have take profit signals tested and how well you can read chart patterns, because there's some that I will absolutely take and there's some that I won't take. So it's kind of subjective in that way, and I do it in a different way. You might have noticed in some of the positions that I have TP3 removed and its price is well above there. What I've done is when I got another signal on that asset, I moved my stop loss up to the current signal's 1.5 ATR, which currently is still above TP3 for all of those positions. But I do it that way just so it's much harder for me to get wicked out, because if I just go do it the day of the take profit signal, I'm gonna get wicked out most often than not.
All right, that was your answer to that question, Crypto Bull. All right, so we looked at ADA. Stellar is up next.
The exact same thing for Stellar. It's just the continuation signal was the 5th, and you would have already hit, and nothing to do right now. Price could just keep slowly going up sideways, same way that everything else is. So.
All right, that was Stellar as well. Indeed, a lot of these charts are looking the same. Let's get into the next, request. Do we have enough time to look at this? B-Flow writes, check out Bitcoin on Bitstamp on the 5-day chart using Hull 75 and compare both now and the Jericho. I think it lines up really well with your lines of prediction. All right, this one's a little more involved. I don't know if you want to do 5-day with a 75 hole. See if this lines up with your thoughts.
5-day with a 75 hole, huh? Just get rid of this. Alrighty then. So this is where we currently are. This is where we were then. Or is this right? Ah, it's right here. Oh, let's see if we can't. How do I change that one? I mean, the 5 days pretty loose here. What the? I clicked this one, you bastard. That one was all good. Nice. Good old Control Z. Okay.
What do you think? The 5-day with the 75 hole lines a lot with your analysis, your thoughts, eh?
Well, that's what we're seeing. I'm gonna see if it does or not. Trying to find, but the 5-day, it's kind of hard to spot. It's right here. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I mean, we could get a high back up. If we're not counting this, okay, actually, this was it. Yeah, this was it right here. Okay, yeah, actually, now that I am seeing it, I was missing it at first. Okay. So, this is basically exactly what I said. So we get the fall here. Come on. Get the fall here. It's not as wicky. We come back down, get bought back up, sold back into here, a little bit lower. Get the buyback here, which is what we're experiencing now. So we're likely to experience, I mean, some more upside, of course, which would put us into this range of right up in here in that 53 to 56, like I said. So this would actually suggest that we come up here and then we start to go. So yeah, man, I mean, I could totally see it playing out this way. It looks pretty close to God, I hate that so much. Get quadrigo up here. And let's do the exit. Okay. Yeah. I could totally see it playing out like this, man. And it reminds me so much of that. Just, I mean, this is why I believe that fractals work. There's a reason why we see this type of price action. And what does this type of price action lead to? Continuation. So we'll likely see continuation out of this. It's just going to take a little bit of time. We're going to swing back and forth. But I think right now the play is going to be to the upside. And let's go check in on Bitcoin real quick just to see if that 3-bar play is going to play out the way that we have been looking at. Certainly starting to size up, isn't it?
Hell yeah. 46, 158 and running. Right.
Look a little bit like this, huh?
Indeed. Yep.
These things work, people.
They certainly do. All right. A couple. Well, we're running into the overtime right now, guys. But Jason, you wanna tackle the last couple of requests real quick before we wrap? You still got time?
Yep.
Let's do it. Next one up is for Boris Bitcoin. He writes, "Happy Monday, guys. Requesting ENJ if there's time."
Yep. Finally hit TP1 on ENJ. That's when we've been sitting in for a little bit. We got into ENJ right back here. Got this wick all the way up to 0.001 away from our take profit, and then it pulled back.
Oh my God, it's amazing to come back and still hit it again.
And then it came back, nice baseline test, still stayed above our 13 EMA, nothing to do. Sold off a little bit, and boom, explosion right past TP1 today. Locked that in, gonna have to edit the journal. This was the last position that we had on of the 8 positions that was still in a losing potential. So now we're in all no loss situations. So that's exactly where I want to be, especially at the early part of a month.
Pretty epic. Pretty epic.
Yeah, as of now, ENJ, nothing to do. We are already personally in ENJ with 50% off the table, with the stop loss moved up to break even. And let's let it ride. Let's see what can happen. This is exactly the way that I was saying earlier, like these continuations that haven't quite come up to hit TP1 yet. Some of these might still be on the table for continuation, as well as like the XMR, the UTK, and TRB charts that we looked at. They're likely to get continuation, but we don't have the benefit of already being in it and being in a no risk situation to where we can let it ride. I would hate to enter there then be wrong. At least this way we have 50% off, we've made profit, our stop loss has moved to break even, and now if it does want to continue to the upside, let it go.
Well said. All right. There's ENJ. Congrats on the squeeze, Jason. Knocking out TP after TP feels good. Let's go ahead. Yep. Let's look at the next request. This one comes from Edgelord on YouTube. He says, "WTF is happening?" Yeah, with WTF is happening to CTSI.
I know.
It's running, baby.
It certainly is running, but don't you dare touch this with a 10-foot pole.
Could you what's the measured move on today's price action? Just curious, how much gains is it today? That's it.
So far, it's looking like 171%.
All right.
Not too shabby for a day's work, but I mean, dude, like seriously, you want to touch this right now?
No. Hell no.
Like it's just no. Don't you? This is why you buy things when they're in low, boring levels. Like some people use this as a trading strategy. But as for your trading strategy, it should be to avoid this. I don't even care if it keeps going. You shouldn't even tempt yourself with it, because if you tempt yourself with it once, you'll tempt yourself with it again, and then statistically, you will bankrupt yourself. So just get away from it and laugh about it. And then in the future, when you see charts like this, throw a couple bucks at it and be like, you know what? I've seen these things explode like this before. Let's try to catch some of that.
Indeed. All right, there was a look at CTSI. I'm never going to financially recover from this, Edgelord. There is your look at CTSI. All right, last request of the day, guys. This is it. Final request. We have KCS USDT Crypto Bull.
KCS is in another one of those realms of kind of going sideways here. I do like the support, the reaction here that you're getting. This continuation, I don't really like how, I mean, you did get a good close back above it. So taking this continuation where it is here would be this kind of the same as holding on to it from here. So you could probably take this back up to 1144 and be safe, but this is another one of those ones like the rest of them that I've been talking about today. Just kind of sideways. If you're not in it already, you probably shouldn't take the risk, but this is a lot lower risk situation. Oh, wait. Yeah, this is a lot lower risk situation in consideration to where it is, and it hasn't even gone up to hit its TP1 yet. So you could look to take KCS to the upside. If you're in it, I would stay in it, but entering here I think is risky, but I wouldn't fault you for it. You're still well above the trend, and you're holding the 13 EMA very well. So that would be it.
All right, well, there is. We're looking at KCS for Crypto Bull. Shoutouts to the bull in the chat. All right, I can check to see if there's anything popping on the news. Not any breaking anything. Nope, not right now. Bitcoin resting over the previous high, 46. It's pulling back a touch. We're flirting with it. Breakout going to continue.
I mean, honestly, looking at this chart with an hour and 20 left in that 4-hour signal, already getting that higher high is really good confluence with this playing out to the upside. So we might get like intra-hour pullbacks and stuff here, but I think that we end up this 4-hour candle bullish. But
beautiful.
That remains to be seen.
Only does.
It can all go great till it doesn't, right?
There is. Why we have objective stop and take profit targets. We lock in those gains as they materialize, and we keep chiseling away at this market. It's nice to board the trend early. You know, in fact, if I'm going to take one thing away from your analysis today, Jason, it's that some of these things signaled a few days ago, and that is where you wanted to be in it. You don't want to be late to the party. You want to be there just in time.
That's the whole point of having a system, guys. It's trying to predict what's to come. You're never reacting the day. You should never be reacting to price action that day on a position. Like, it should be planned out. Like, okay, I'm getting this signal now. That means in the next blank this many candles, this should play out, right? That's why we have targets.
Yep. You're telling me that I shouldn't FOMO into CTSI or Alchemy Pay right now?
I think you should if you want to not have any money.
Yep, that's for sure, guys. Oh, $46,420 Bitcoin.
3-bar play, live on the stream.
Indeed, it's still running, guys. It feels so good. What a Monday! What a great August, second week of August to open up with. The bullishness is back. We're heading towards September now. And yes,
it's also an example of why I think it's so important to plan ahead, because yes, it gets so exciting when we start getting bullish continuation, and then all of a sudden people are like, oh, it's just never going to end. I think it's important to map these things out on the target, on where you think resistance is going to start hitting and stuff like that, to where you can have a good plan, because just thinking these things just go up is a silly way to do it, and you're going to end up wasting a lot of your time when you should have just been riding the larger swings.
Yes, indeed. Shoutouts to this new user on Twitch. I haven't seen you before. AB Gunner, Alberta Gunner over on Twitch. Thanks for the show, guys. Next session, I'm gonna bug you for your opinions on Barnbridge. Yeah, we come to you live every day, Monday through Friday. Do follow and subscribe, Mr. Gunner. I will look at Barnbridge for you tomorrow on the show if you stop into the chat and remind me to do so for tomorrow's stream. B-Flow says, it's my Bitcoin and I want it now.
Dude, you have no idea how much lately I've been thinking about making a JG Wentworth like skit about some kind of crypto or something like that. So you'll have to get with me and I'll definitely make that one. Leaning out a window. It's my XRP and I need it now.
I don't really get the reference, but I will.
Yeah, well, it's a Midwest thing, I think. JG Wentworth. 877 cash now.
Gotcha. It's a Midwest reference. I understand. Now I get it.
I don't know how far it goes. Probably not far.
Probably not that far, but apparently somebody, B-Flow definitely from that neck of the woods. Edgelord says expecting a big dump. I'm not sure it relates to Bitcoin or some other token we look at, but thank you very much, Edgelord. CryptoBull21 says, kicking myself in the ass. I was looking at CTSI last night. Can now stake on their website. Yes, indeed. That's it, guys. Shout outs to Daniel. He says, see you guys tomorrow. It's a US thing, says CryptoBull21. Yes, CryptoBull's on the West Coast, so maybe he's familiar with that one. 877 says CryptoBull. I guess it's related to that as well. Alex1233, thank you for your time and great show, Jack and Jason. Thank you very much. All right, David Rice, thanks for a great show. Awesome edutainment. I love CC family. All right, thank you so much as well to you. Guys, follow, subscribe, you know what to do. You will catch us tomorrow for another installment. We'll be back for the Tuesday edition of the Breaking Bitcoin Market Update. We're going to move to logging off now. Just a very quick shout out, premium.krakencryptocurrency.com. Do check out our premium offerings available. Traders out there, you're looking to become your own trend following systems based trader. You can learn how to do that by checking out some more education material there. We also, of course, have a suite of proprietary indicators that we've developed to kind of support the way we trade here, all developed in-house in the CC laboratory. We also have results.krakencryptocurrency.com. I pray to God that those are finally updated with recent months' results. But yes, we do keep an open.
I got them all published, so it's not on me.
All right. Yes, Jason did his half of the work. Hopefully the
my work, damn it.
staff posts latest results to results.krakencryptocurrency.com. But guys, that's part of what we do here. We do post our results. We are very transparent with our trades, with our trade history. Our boys are consistently profitable month after month, year after year. You of course, the results speak for themselves, guys. It's not about knocking out one Hail Mary here, having one good week or one good month. It's about consistency and coming back to the markets and year after year making your living, making your gains. We do that and go for it. Results.krakencrypto.com, and of course discord.krakencryptocurrency.com. Join the Discord community if you haven't yet. I know there's a couple new kicking it with us here. Check that out. All right. Also, timestamps in the replay after the show. Yes, go to YouTube. You can see our video on demand replay on the YouTube channel. And the timestamps, usually like an hour or so of the show wrapping up. I update the YouTube description with timestamps. Check out any coins, any analysis you might have missed today by referencing timestamps below. I also post that to the new content channel on Discord, so if you follow that, you'll get alerted as soon as I post timestamps. All right, enough rambling. Enough of dragging this on. Jason, thanks so much for kicking it with me this Monday afternoon. Alex, if you're listening, you're out there. We look forward to having you back tomorrow. Best of luck with your PR adventures. All right, that is officially enough. Jason, final words. We're going out.
Yeah, just trade safely, guys. I think it's kind of a good day to do nothing if you're not in too many positions. But I mean, things do look bullishly postured, at least for the crypto space here, at least lower time frames and higher time frames as the signals that we're already in. We could get pullbacks here, just no way to know that. That's why we're already in the positions that we're in with those profits locked in. So I think it might behoove you to just kind of sit on your hands. But if you are in those positions, hopefully we get that continuation to the upside sooner rather than later.
Word. All right, guys. Know where to find us. See you tomorrow. So.
Goodbye.
Right, are outroing right now, and very quick shout outs to, let's see here, it was Edgelord referring to CTSI. Yes, so he's expecting a big dump on CTSI. I can see why it has pumped down 70% since yesterday. CTSI pump and dump according to Edgelord. Let's see here. The comments mentioned here. Someone mentioned it's a US thing. Yes, that thing is interesting indeed. Someone said it's on the East Coast. Crypto Cat says that's an East Coast thing as well. So Jason, that thing is like a coast to coast meeting.
If you need the news, you need cash now. Call JG Wentworth.
Sounds like a fake. Sounds like a pseudonym from Breaking Bad or Better Call Saul or something. Let's see here. Take care, says Roll Maximus. Love you guys. Tazblitz, thanks. Jason is on fire, says Tazblitz. He certainly is. Yes, JG, that's exactly what it is. Crypto Cats. Crypto Bull, thanks fam and folks. Wizard of Oz, suspect wants somebody to throw him money. No, no one's going to forward you anything around here. In fact, you're blocked. And that's it. Crypto Gold GameFi is the new MFT. Alright. All that out of order. Thanks again, guys.
I have a structured settlement, but I need cash now.
OKG, Wexford, 877 cash now.
I have an annuity, but I
Alright, I
need
better mute
cash
this.
now.